Hi dear doers, today we'll see how Gaston's manages its business through various flows. Gaston's is a restaurant located in downtown Paris. Great international food, renowned chefs, hundreds of customers every week, and they use Odoo to manage 100% of their business activities. From the employee schedules to meal preparation, there are many things to consider, including online orders. Yes, at Gaston's you can order online. Pretty nice, right? Using Odoo, they succeeded to automate many of their processes, and now the flow between the moment the order comes in and to when it's prepared in the kitchen is much smoother and more efficient. So let's dive into Gaston's daily life using Odoo. In a restaurant, there are many different jobs. You have your waiters, your chefs, bartenders, etc. So it's vital to organize schedules to avoid an empty shift or avoid giving someone a double shift, for example. To manage this, Gaston's uses the planning app. So let's jump to Odoo, and we're going to go to the planning app. All right, right now I have the overview of the schedule for this week, and I'm viewing this by employee, but I would rather go to schedule by role because I'm going to plan next week's schedule, and I prefer this view. So actually, let's jump to next week. You're going to see we have nothing planned right now. So to save myself some time, I'm actually going to copy the previous week's data, and I'm just going to tweak a few things here and there. So all I have to do is click on this button, copy previous weeks, and I have this really beautiful overview. Everything is almost perfect. Like I said, I'm just going to tweak a couple of things though. So first of all, I have my roles on the left. I see my waiters, bartenders, chefs, all the employees that have some shifts for this week. I see that I have 2 waiters on Monday, 3 on Tuesday. On Monday, I as well have 2 bartenders, 2 chefs, and I will see the total shifts at the bottom. Okay, so this is a really nice overview and it will really help me organize the week the way it needs to be organized. All right, so first of all, as I copied last week's data, I want to be sure that I don't have any notes that applied last week to last week but don't apply to this week. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to edit this note. I'm just going to remove it and click on Save. Okay, so it's as simple as that. And I'm also going to shift a few things. So by dragging and dropping, I'm going to give Randall this open shift. So yes, I can have open shifts. So those that I need to fill that aren't applied yet to a specific employee. So Randall said that he could take this. I'm just going to drag and drop. I also know that on Fridays, Gaston's tends to be a bit busier. So I'm going to add a shift. I'm going to click on plus. Now, my employee Doris is automatically added since I clicked on the plus next to Doris. However, if I wanted to change the employee or just to make it an open shift, I can modify it here. I'm going to select the time and click on Save. All right, now it has been added as an open shift. So far, so good. Super simple. Now there's just one thing that I need to look at because of course scheduling conflicts can happen, which is the case here for Charlene. And I'm going to notice that, or I did notice that because I will have a little red flag on the top left corner of the shift, and it's going to be a red flag on both of the shifts that are involved. So I see that I scheduled Charlene as a waiter and a bartender at the same time. So I can either drag and drop, give this to someone else, or make it an open shift, or I can just delete it simply by clicking on it and clicking on delete. All right, so it's as simple as that. Everything looks pretty good. So once I'm ready to send it to my employees, I'm going to simply click on Send Schedule. But I just want to point out one thing before I do that. You're going to notice that all of the shifts have stripes. That means that they haven't been published yet and they're not visible to the employees, which we're going to solve by sending it right now. So when I send the schedule, I can publish it and send, or I can just publish it if I don't want to send it to the employees. I can also include open shifts, which I'm going to do. I think it's a great way for my employees to say, oh, hey, I see there's a shift open on Friday. I'm willing to take it. So let's go ahead and publish and send this. Then our employees can review the schedule, and if someone isn't available for a specific shift, they can request a change, which can be validated by the manager or not. So that depends on what your business needs. All right, so we're going to notice we no longer have stripes, and it's now a solid color. So our employees can view this published schedule. So that was super simple. Now that the planning has been sent, the employees can start working, which means that orders will be placed and waiters and chefs will need to communicate. And that is exactly when the point of sale application comes to the scene. So let's quickly jump back to Odoo. And we're going to go to point of sale. All right, here we're in the back end, and Gaston's has a POS that can be freely configured, which is really nice. We can just go to the session and go to the settings and add or remove some settings, some of them that you'll see right now. But this is the back end, but what the employees will see will just be the front end. So let's go ahead and open a new session and see exactly what the employees will see. All right, all of our nice products are loading. Now, when it's open, the front end is going to offer an overview of the floor. All right, so we have our main floor, and I created another one, the patio as well. And you can add as many tables as you would like. And this is particularly useful when working from a tablet because it makes it super easy to enter orders from table to table, go from one to the other. And a small tip, you can actually update this on the fly if you need to here from the front end. So we're going to click on this little pencil. And to edit a table, we just have to click it. Okay, I can change where it's located on the floor. So let's go ahead and say it's just a little bit more up. I can change the size if I would like to. So let's go ahead and say we have this really long table here. I can say if it's a circle or a square. I can even duplicate this if we have another table that looks very similar. You're going to see the duplicated table has a new name. It just follows the next number in the sequence. So I duplicated T8, so here we have a T9, but I already have a T9, so I'm going to quickly rename this to T100. Obviously, that's not very logical, but we have a random T100. I can even change the color. So let's say these tables are their own section. So to make that really clear on the tablet view or really clear to my employees, I'm going to change the color of those tables. All right, so that's really nice. We can even say how many people can sit at this table. So for these long tables, not 48, but just 8. Okay, and I'm going to do the same here. All right, nice. So that's how we can edit on the fly. But what do we do when the customer is ready to order something tasty and delicious? Well, no problem. We can go ahead and start adding some orders. So let's go to this table here, for example. And I'm going to add my drink. I see that I'm in the drink category. I'm going to quickly switch to the food category. We're going to add a bacon burger. Okay, super delicious, my favorite. Now, let's imagine that one of our customers is allergic to pickles. Well, we don't have to worry. We can add a note that will be sent to the kitchen and they'll see the note and they'll be sure that they won't add pickles to the burger. So all we have to do is we click on the item where we need to add the note, click on note, no pickles. And okay, and then we see the note here and the kitchen will see it as well, which is very nice. And to send it to the kitchen, we simply have to click on order, then we can go back to the floor and we can start adding orders for other customers as well. So let's go to T9. We're gonna add this sandwich, that's all they want. So we're gonna click on order, go back, also another bacon burger, and this time some water as well. All right, and we see those orders. We have a little one, so we have those orders that are sent to the kitchen. Now, customers just need to wait for the kitchen to prepare the meals and then they will be able to enjoy. But another little tip in the meantime is that you can actually change the table's capacity and it can be seen on the map. So here we see the full color of all of these tables, but you're going to notice on these tables that have some orders, they're a little bit darker. So actually what happens is the table will fill up depending on how many guests you add. So let's add 4, which is max capacity. I'm going to go back to the floor. We see that it's a darker purple now. And if I change that again to 2, let's say, we're going to see that the table is not at full capacity. Now, this is really useful when a table needs to be reserved in advance. We can go ahead and add how many guests will be at that table. So let's go ahead and add 4 here. All right, we see that We will have 4 guests at that table. It's also nice for customers that have just arrived. And then I see that 8 people can fit at this table, 4 at these green tables. So it's just a really easy way to manage your guests and your tables, of course. All right, so now what do we do when a customer is ready to pay? Well, to finish the flow, it's super simple. So we go to the order, click on payment. I have set up 2 different payment options, either cash or bank. So let's say they'll pay in cash. They're gonna pay with a 20. So I'll just add 20 here. All right, so I have some shortcuts. I'll see how much change I should give them, click on validate, and I can either print the receipt or I can email the receipt, which is great. We definitely want to go paperless. And then I'm ready to start a new order, or I can go back to the main floor. And I see that there is no longer an open order at that table. So I'm ready to seat someone there and create a new order if I would like to. Now, we know that was the flow for POS, but we know that Gaston's is one of the many restaurants out there that offers takeaway. So to offer this service, we simply have to use Odoo's website and e-commerce applications. So I'm going to close the POS session for now. This doesn't close it for the entire day. The restaurant is still running. My waiters are still entering orders, but I'm just going to switch to the website application for now. I'm going to go to the website. And here I will have a beautiful homepage, which I haven't designed yet for Gaston's, but that's okay. The most important thing to order food is still there. So here I'm going to go to the shop, and the customers will be able to add some food items to the cart, and they'll be able to order. So here I have my categories showing. I can click on food. All right, and my customers can go ahead and order something. So let's order this salmon and avocado. We're going to process the checkout. Since I'm logged in, my address is already populated. So for example, if I also offer a delivery service, or I can say pickup, we can manage all of that. So here I'm going to click on wire transfer, pay now, and that order is going to be sent to the kitchen, and the kitchen can start preparing the food. And that's it. How simple was all of that to set up to go through the whole flow in just a matter of minutes? So now we know how Gaston's manages its process with Odoo. So how can you set this up? Well, just create an Odoo database. Since Odoo is fully integrated, this flow works without any special setup. Of course, there are some additional options that you can either activate or disable depending on your specific business. But to learn more about the individual applications, I encourage you to check out our e-learning videos.